And we're back with another episode of the AC Milan Zone podcast. Last year, there was a lot of sad podcasts, and this is going to be, so far, the angriest, saddest episode. Humiliation in San Siro. Milan fall 3-0 at home to Udinese. The last 20 minutes honestly reminded me of early rounds Coppa Italia games, early in the season when you play a Serie B team. And by the end of the game, it's all over, and both teams are happy to just walk around, not get any more injuries, and call it home. But instead, we were that Serie B team in front of our own fans in San Siro. A disgusting display from the boys. Udinese overpowered us physically in every aspect of the game. We seem to have no will to fight. We will break down exactly what happened. Before we do so, however, take a moment, drop a like, subscribe for a lot more AC Milan Zone content, AC Milan podcast, talk about Serie A, talk about the Rossoneri. My name is Stefano, and as always, I'm joined by my comrade, Oscar. Seems futile to ask, but how are you doing, Ozzy?
You know what? We jumped on the live stream on Saturday, and I'm sure people that do follow us notice had a couple of glasses of vino.
There were,
Saturday night, went to my friend's house, got it all out, and then now I feel refreshed. And when we were supposed to record yesterday, I was like, I want this to get over and done with. I've slept one more night on it. I want to say I'm more chilled, more level-headed,
mm-hmm,
and obviously prepared my notes on Monday morning. I've
mm-hmm.
gone through my notes again before recording this now, and I'm just as upset.
Yes, it's upsetting. There's obviously a lot of news that also came out with this in terms of how's the locker room, in terms of where this team is gonna go. Allegri is all of a sudden called into question. Is he on to greener pastures? I don't know about greener, but maybe more azzurri pasture. What does that say about where we plan to go? Is it a whole reset yet again? We will break it all down. However, first of all, actually, we'll start with this crazy stat that I was mentioning to you right before this.
Oh, actually, just before we start, I never asked how are you.
I'm good.
So how am I? How are
This
you?
has been a tough one. I feel like I can handle the bad results when you fight, but when you don't fight at all, there's that lack of spirit and there's that lack of vision. As I said, we come out of this weekend and we don't know who's going to be our manager next year. We don't know who's going to stay in the management. We don't know who is in charge. We know that this management tends to make the wrong decision all the time. That takes the joy a little bit away from football. I can lose, I can have bad seasons, but you know when you have
Yeah.
the clima that we had with Gazzidis, with Maldini, with Masara, you're like, look, it's tough right now, but you know there's their spirit. San Siro is popping. We can come back. When I need to hop on Twitter and see, you know, the Juventini saying, "Oh, Milan will collapse" and all of this, and I'm like, they don't know what they're talking about. But also, kind of, maybe there's a little bit of a point. It's real hard to hop on a podcast, especially with that Juve game looming.
Yeah.
But the fun fact is
Yeah.
that this is the second time in Serie A history that a fixture over the against two teams. So andata e ritorno, both games, and in 0-3. We beat Udinese at Udine 3-0, and Udinese
Ooh.
beat us in San Siro. The first time was Spal Sampdoria in 1956-57 season. And that was just, yeah, the second time. Does this time mean
Wow.
anything? No, but just thought it was
I'm.
wild.
I've got a number of. I've got a number of nicknames I've had for you over the years. Now I'm gonna call you Pioggia Man, Uomo della Pioggia, Rain Man.
Yes. Giuseppe Pastore, shout out to him. Not that he will ever listen to this, but crazy stat that I saw. I needed to bring on.
Yeah,
But
that's
where do we want to start? Obviously, usually we go for a slight little introduction, and then into the hero and culprit.
yeah,
This game kind of throws every structure out the window. Do we want to
yeah.
maybe bring it back since there is no heroes, as we see from both our notes? Do we want to maybe scroll
Yeah.
down a little bit here? and just talk to some of these players' performances?
Yeah, why don't, yeah, maybe we just go through one player by one player. We just, I shouldn't say give a rating, but say
Mm-hmm.
what we how we feel about them. So like a
Mm-hmm.
group therapy session, but just without them there to defend themselves. Let's go for it. Should we start off with Mike Mignon?
Yeah. Uh, I thought he was okay. Actually, he had when he could, he made the save. I don't think any of the goals were really his fault. Do you
No,
blame him for any of those?
no. The first one, the first one with Bartesaki, obviously with a massive deflection. You could
Yeah.
argue that maybe he should have stood his ground a bit more instead of trying to predict where the ball's going to go. But not really. Like you're not going to look through his conceded goal catalog and be like, that's on him.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So yeah, and I think he tipped, was it Davis's shot onto the bar, that near post kind of did that. I'm pretty sure there were terrible replays this game, I have to say, but I think he kind of tipped it off onto the bar. The Swedish commentator, as per, shout out TV4, didn't actually see that it hit the crossbar. It's just so diabolically bad commentating. I just want to, I might listen to it on mute. Well, listen, watch the game on mute. But yeah, no, Mike Mignon, he did what he could. None of the goals were on him. I think it's tough being a captain at the in goal in uh, this kind of game.
Yeah.
I'll probably have to rewatch the body language of him, because the body language of the players when we conceded was diabolical,
Yeah.
but nothing was on him this game.
Everyone was very easy to throw in the towel, and first and foremost, always our defenders. If we move on from Mike, we have Atekame, who I thought he wasn't even bad going forward. He was pushing up a fair amount.
Yep.
Defending wise, he showed that what we've been saying all season, that he's not for the back fullback. Maybe he can develop into one. Maybe he can develop into one when there's midfielders that can cover and help him out, like we used to do with like Calabria,
Yep.
who was very very rarely left alone under Pioli. But right now, he's not the one to blame the most for me, given that I don't think I would give anyone a higher rating at 5.5. Maybe he is a 5.5. Maybe a 5.
Yeah.
He does get in a couple of the goals, but
Yeah, he didn't stick out as having a terrible performance, and just like you say, you hit the nail on the head there. He's not a back four kind of guy. Um, it's just silly to. I mean, I'm not sure how Allegri gave in to this pressure from, I guess, Milan Twitter, but our defense just wasn't ready to play four at the back. And friend of the podcast, Martino Puccio, will argue that it's not just down to the formation. It's not just down to the formation, but we just saw how out of our depth our back four was, because we played as if we were playing a back three or like a back five, and it went to show that our Pavlovic and De Winter were caught out of position so many times, so many strange decisions. So Atakame sort of got they physically bodied us so much that Atakame felt like he was a lot on his own there. But I don't think necessarily any of the goals were down that we conceded were because of him necessarily.
yeah, I think you're very correct about that, and I feel like we played. Maybe he saw in training, Allegri, this is a little bit more tenaciousness, because right now it's like we played 4-3-3, but like prime Milan, where you're like, yeah, I mean, look, you got Thiago Silva and Nesta in the back. You're gonna play some. You're not gonna run backwards all that much. Like, it's okay. You have Ronaldinho up there. He's not gonna track back, but that's fine. That's why you have Thiago Silva and Nesta. And instead we had Pavlovic and De Winter. No disrespect to them. And so
No disrespect to them, honestly.
yeah, and
It's one of the worst centre back pairing performances I think I've ever seen at AC Milan. We've had some diabolical centre back pairings in our banter era.
Yeah, Pavlovic gets absolutely flamed if that crossbar you were talking about before goes in. He gets absolutely spun and then put away. On the last goal, De Winter is I mean, I've never seen someone track back when the defender's 1-on-1. And you're not even, like, I'm showing it right now, he's not even that alone. Like, at some point, you can just track back, fall into your own box, and then watch the guy just slot the ball in the corner. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah, yeah.
what is going on?
Mm.
Madness. Yeah,
Yeah,
Pavlovic and De Winter for me take both. Pavlovic 5, De Winter
it's
4.5. I don't know.
I thought worse, and I think
Okay.
if we can go, if Milan fans can, and whoever's watching this, go back to watch the 1-0. I'm gonna break it down for you because I've got the notes here. It's Salamakers up, just kind of outside the box, three Udinese players around him. Nobody, hopefully somebody told him that he's got a man on behind him, and it's an incredibly stupid ball loss. I'm not
Yeah.
sure why he's the one that gets the ball in that position. And then right in front of him, towards the Udinese goal, you have both Rabiot and Modric. And I think this was because we had the ball quite a lot and in the final third. We're trying to break down the Udinese low block, and a stupid ball lost by Selemakers. Now Udinese were quite good in the transition, like they just had the legs. They just bombed it forward, right? And it
Yeah.
comes onto our left wing, so their right wing. Selemakers does right. You know what? I give him credit for the tracking back, and then
Mm-hmm.
he just decides to I think it's Pavlovic first that tries to pinch, and in ice hockey it's called pinching, is when like a defender goes forward to try to block the attack early on to pinch,
Mm-hmm.
like he tries to pinch him. And I don't know why Pavlovic in the back four decides to pinch there. It just and then he gets past him, right? And then Selemakers is tracking the Udinese player, um, and he decides to do the one like a last ditch hero play by slide tackling, and he's miles off the slide tackle. And I know
So
he's running out
off.
of gas, but like just push him outwards into like a Bartesaghi that's kind of been in a good position. Just try to push the danger out towards the side. No, Salamakis decides to tries to slide tackle. Udinese player sees that and runs towards the inside to this position. Now I'm back to our screen here. I'm not sure what the communication is. I'm not sure if it's Pavlovic and De Winter and well, Bartisaki, I hope speaks Italian. Uh, he is Italian. I'm not sure how we get to this position. It is, Bartisaki's tracking the runner inside. Pavlovic is again trying to stop him from behind because he pinched at the very front and now he's made it back. De Winter is tracking Davis into the box there on the right hand side, but De Winter then just sort of lets him go and goes back to sort of zonal marking, which just
Yeah.
opens up everything.
Yeah.
Uh, it's one of the sort of rookiest thing I've ever seen a defense do. I'm not saying I'm the best ever football player to ever live, but as a as an under 13 academy player, you will have learned how to cover for other people, how to see how an opposition attacks, and notice that it's going to be quite fluid, and you can let people take over for you, and you do the same. And I'm sure that in was a Partizan academy that Pavlovic played for when he was under 17 or whatever, and De Winter at Juventus no less, under Bonucci Chiellini era, would have learned this, but they see to shit their pants,
Yeah.
and
It.
it's a terrible goal to concede. It's dreadful.
Yeah. Especially when Udinese created nothing. Like they were living for this, and you're right. It looks like an amateur team that was put together against not even a great side, just a side that's organized and just attacks the space, shifts the
Yeah,
ball a little bit, and all of a sudden all it takes is as bad as Marquez does, but a last this tackle that goes wrong happens every game a lot of times, and all it takes is that to be like, ooh, well now everyone you're on your own, jump out on the man that you think you should be completely out of position. Give Zaniolo the easiest pass that we see on the screenshot of all time.
yeah,
Once the player is there, don't really close out like Bartesaghi doesn't.
yeah, yeah.
Um, the bounce of course is a little bit unlucky, but it's also bad positioning, bad body
It,
position.
it's bad positioning, and it kind of seems like De Winter's, like okay, Bartosaki, you should actually be running out there. You go block him,
Yeah.
block the shot. And then Bartisaki does a half-assed, half jog, puts his hands behind his back, which I mean, that's what I mean, that's what football is has become now with all the handball rules. He's put his hands around the block and does like a little, I don't know, just trying to shows his ass basically, tries to block it, kind of sticks out his foot, and that's the worst. Like I even if you slide in and you get absolutely dunked on, like fake shotted out, Cruyff turn or whatever, a fake shot. At least you're trying and you're trying to block the man where you should have been.
Yeah,
It's
make
just
the
he just
play.
sort of have jokes there. He have jokes
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
But I think Bartisaga was the worst player on the pitch, honestly, because of well, we can go to the 2-0 as well. Him and Pavlovic had the worst shirts, I think, worst performances in a Milan shirt ever.
In
That they, yeah,
in a long time. Yeah, I mean the
yeah,
Davis looked just like Haaland physically. Zaniolo, made us think Maldini wasn't so crazy about wanting to grab him. He looked like prime
yeah.
Messi or orchestrating everything. Atta, uh,
Orchestrate.
yeah, I mean, it might as well be N'Golo Kante. Is Ellen Campo got the assist and the goal? I mean, Kevin De Bruyne. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, it looked
yeah, and
unreal.
sometimes let's say we're in the Champions League and we face a prime Man City or something. We get done 3-0. Can be like, you know what, we tried. We are just not that good. All respect to Udinese. I'm not saying that Milan are the best team in the world, but we made them look like a great team.
Yeah,
They played well. You have to put your goals away. It's not like you can't really win 3-0 on a fluke.
of course, yeah,
But I think we made them look so much better
yeah,
than they
and
actually are.
we got close to scoring a couple times. Their goalkeeper had one of the saves of the season, Okoye, on Salemakers. That
Yeah,
game changed a little bit, but yeah, you walk out of this game. If you just erase the names at the top and the colors of the jersey, and you're like, I bet Udinese is fighting for Champions League spot at least.
yeah, yeah. They must be third in the city, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, and it's really tough. And as I totally agree with you that the whole back line and specifically the center backs are just a nightmare and a horrible
And
showing,
the
and it's on
second,
them. And they were
and the second
left
goal as well.
alone with too much space, and even then you shouldn't be that bad. So I'm with you. But I think it comes a lot from the inability to run backwards. Just because we play 4-3-3 doesn't mean that look, as especially the midfielders, and the only one I can give a pass to is Modric because he's undersized and 4 years old. But it's like, oh look, the ball's behind me. All right, time to jog back. No, this is code red. This is
Yeah,
Pavlovic is getting absolutely turned over by
yeah,
Davis. This is the Winter being no man's land. This is Bartezaghi not realizing that he's not a wing back anymore, and there isn't a whole defense behind him. Run backwards,
yeah,
run backwards. This is
yeah.
this is shades of last year, where we had the 4-2-3-1, and it's like okay, well, Reinders, you guys, and Fofana, you guys cover this. Otherwise, it's the four at the back,
Yeah.
and yeah, we concede 2 goals a game.
And I think the perfect example is the 2-0 is when I think it's Davies is at yeah, he's out at the corner flag.
This
I'm
is
not
this is an
sure.
insane goal. Take this screenshot, and I tell you that Milan, in after seconds after this screenshot, concedes to Udinese in San Siro. I mean,
Yeah,
I can't imagine Allegri going any more insane. This is like the
yeah,
antithesis of Allegri's. This is the situation, and we're gonna concede in about
yeah,
6 seconds at
yeah,
home.
yeah. I'm not sure what Bartisagi is smoking, to be honest. To try to, I mean, Modric does right to double up on him, with because it's Pavlovic who's out of frame here. At least on my screen, I can't see Pavlovic, but I'm pretty sure it's Pavlovic who's covering there.
Mm-hmm.
Bartisagi, I think automatically, and it goes to show he doesn't have the experience, or he didn't wake up, or he didn't wake up on the Saturday morning, because he's probably thinking, around about where the Emirates sign is, or the advertisement along the
Mm-hmm.
goal line there should be a bit further in, there should be either Tomori or Gabbia or De Winter should be there, and Tomori should be in the box. We're playing as if we have three center backs here. It's
Yeah.
so obvious that
Yeah.
we're it's as if we're playing with three center backs in
Absolutely.
a 5 back.
100%. Yeah.
So Bartisagi is just ball watching there, and then we try to get the ball off Davies, and to be fair, Davies is an absolute monster
Yeah.
physically. So he holds off Pavlovic, which isn't an easy feat, and then Modric trying to stab at the ball, try to get it out, and Bartisagi is just standing there. He doesn't
Yeah.
once look back and turn around because he's probably assuming that we're playing in the back three.
Yeah.
Rabiot's kind of out of no man's land there as well. Once the ball comes out for the cross, and De Winter again, that guy. Whenever he jumps, he gets shorter. I mean, he's a pretty tall guy, but and it's a peach of a cross. It's a really
Sure.
good cross. It's a really good header, but you've
Yeah.
got one job.
Zaniolo could have maybe been called up by Gattuso, but well, that's a
Yeah,
side note.
but De Winter, you have one job there. It's either you're skin tight with the attacker in the marking, or you get that ball out.
Yeah.
There's no other option to, and he just goes boink. That's all he
Which,
does, boink.
yeah, what he did against Napoli as well. I
Yeah,
mean,
and
you're bang on.
Bartesagi's called ball watching.
Yeah.
It's De Winter who can't clear the header, and it's Bartesagi ball watching.
Yeah, you're bang on all the points tactically. I think I'm 200% agreeing with you. It was so clear all game long that especially the wing backs and especially Bartesaghi were just like defaulted to the three at the back before realizing, wait,
Mm-hmm.
if we pull out a center back and a right back to the corner of the
Yeah,
pitch, who's in the middle? Oh, it's the Winter, not great one-on-one marker in the box, and Atekame 140 with Yields, who's actually not a fullback. That might be an
yeah,
issue. But to me, yeah, that's insane.
yeah.
But the
It's
situation is even more insane. Modric comes out to double, as you said, understandable. You have the two lines there. You want to close out the space, but Zagic jogs over. Either you don't come at all, which you shouldn't, but if you do, then you're closing. Like
yeah,
there is no world in which Davis should come out of there unless he pulls out a messy back heel Rabona over the top crazy trick. Then he should be put down and you take the foul. But then if he
yeah.
pulls it off and you go through and you're like, damn, he just panad three of our
Mm-hmm.
guys to get out of that corner. Okay, prop to
Yeah,
you. You are Lionel
yeah.
Messi. That's fine. There's
and
no way
and
he just turns and passes it off. Like, in
yeah,
what
no,
world? There's three of us.
but then also, but then Pavlovic and Modric have done it. Have done their job. They're like, okay, he's gotten it out for, I'm not sure who it is there that we see in the very bottom of the screen, but it's then they're like, okay, we've done what we need. We've he's not going on goal. He's gonna have to pass backwards. But surely Bartesagi's there, to push up on him. Rabiot
Yeah,
can kind of hang around outside the box, but no. And it's not really an analogy. In Swedish TV on Christmas, we always watch Donald Duck, and there's this one scene where Mickey Mouse, Goofy, and Donald Duck go camping, and Goofy's the driver, and then Mickey Mouse is the chef in the caravan and says dinner time, and Goofy just jumps out of the car into the caravan and they're eating, and then Mickey Mouse says to him, "Oh, who's driving?" And then Goofy says, "Oh, I am." And he panics because he's supposed to be driving, and they're rolling around the world. That's Bartisaki's
but
Goofy in this
this whole
situation.
game, this whole
Like,
game,
yeah. Oh, it makes me so upset. It's
Goofy
101 defending.
a
It's 101
mofo.
defending.
Yeah. And then, as you said, yeah, it all runs up with a beautiful cross by Zaniolo, but
Yeah.
the Winter's way off, and Atekame, not really his fault, but also a little bit ball
Yeah.
watching and nothing Mike Magnan can do. Just such silly basic goals that we conceded this game. And if we keep going goals, might as well go to the third. And this was, yeah, and again, another bad ball. This time I think it was Rabiot that loses the 50-50. We lost every 50-50. Rabiot of the midfielders was the one that physically was maybe closest to keeping up with Udinese, but all of them got overrun. And then what you see in the screenshot is this, and then you would continue to see it for like 3 more seconds until the Winter keeps backing up, not making the tackle, until we're inside of the box and takes a shot, easy shot, right in the back of the net. Get panad. I understand. This is again all shades of all Milan, where you're like, look, I'm just gonna try the thing that embarrassed me the least. If I can just try not to make a mistake. So 101 back against goal. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep trailing back, and maybe this way I don't get turned around. It doesn't go on the highlights. I don't just go trending on Twitter. But nail in the coffin.
This one maybe you can question Mike Mignon's positioning a bit as a seasoned goalkeeper, but it is a pretty good shot. But I don't think Mignon's actually kind of thinks that De Winter will be closing him down, or at least showing him down the line, and then gives him a meter and a half, and then he takes a shot. You know what I mean? Like he shouldn't be able to take the shot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It
Yeah,
should be closed out. Also because you have some teammates nearby. Like, okay, wait
yeah,
maybe a second or two to make sure that we're tracking back. But after that, go
yeah,
in and trust that someone's gonna cover you. You just you can't you simply cannot uh, let him shoot. We talked about the defense. We talked a little bit about the midfielders going into it. For me, since we're on the hate train, a quick shout out to uh, the man that everyone told me was gonna be, the starter over Fofana, not ready from
yeah,
prime
yeah,
time. Not that this is his fault. I mean, this is probably the least of our problems. This is a player that is learning, is for the future, is growing in a terrible game for everyone. I don't expect him to step up and be like, "Hey guys, you know what? Everyone get in my backpack. I'm carrying this." Definitely not the case.
yeah.
But man,
He's a
this all
yeah.
season, not starter,
He's a
not starter.
supplement, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
give me
But
the last
and it's
20
also
minutes. That's where he's at right now.
and he also yeah, yeah, or just play him on a regular basis. He comes in and comes out of starting lineups so often.
Yeah,
He won't
same.
start for the next 3 4 games. I guess we only have 6 games left of the season, but it's just been like that.
Richie,
Like
yeah,
he'll come in, he'll do quite well for 20 minutes. Okay, we lost against Napoli, but still do well for 20 minutes or whatever. And then it's like, he deserves to start. And then he just we have a terrible performance around him. It's not Richie just himself.
of
And then
course, yeah,
Allegri's like, now we should put him back, put Fofana back, and then we sort of build back up again. And
yeah,
that's just been the trend. And Jashari is just rotting away on the bench
yeah, and
as
also
well.
because you know Richie is young, and it's fine. It's his first
Yeah,
season. There's no Don't put expectations. Give him the last 20 minutes of every game. That's fine. He seems happy in that role, and watch him grow. If I had to say one between Richie and Jashari, who had the more personality to be able to handle a San Siro, it's definitely Jashari. Price tag included, but just sheer personality. So give him those opportunities if you must go away from Fofana. But
yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to him. He
I mean,
also
yeah.
ghosted.
Just look, and it's such up and down in time. I've got a flash score up here, and it's against Udinese 16 minutes, Napoli on the bench, Torino 21 minutes against Lazio 7,
Yeah,
Inter in the derby 18 minutes, fair enough. Cremonese 29 against Parma, unused sub. And then it's 55 minutes, 20 minutes, 24, 79, 73, 21, 90, not featured, 22, 15, not featured, 18, 60, 90, 9
yeah,
minutes, 13 minutes. It's just so up and down.
yeah. And I
And
feel
I
like
get with
this,
injuries and whatever, but man,
and I feel like
I
this
feel for him.
also
It's not really his fault.
plays into the. I mean, now we're playing amateur psychologist to a certain extent, but the the fear and the what I call ghosting, because he doesn't play and then he comes in, starts, and instead of saying, okay, this is it, he's like, okay, I just again goes back into the I just need to not make mistakes so I don't go back to playing zero. And
Yeah.
for me, it's much better to be like, yeah, you come in, you have 20 minutes, you can change a game and get settled. Again, definitely not the biggest problem we had on
Mind
the
you,
weekend.
and
But
mind you,
yeah,
up until our first game of the season against Cremonese, he would be a starter. Him and Jashari would be starting if it wasn't for Rabiot punching his teammate.
yeah, yeah. I mean, this season without Rabiot, we would have been rough. But now we have to talk about the top three. The big change at the
Front three, yeah.
4v3 was supposed to bring goals, bring opportunities. To be fair, we did create more than we usually do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our strikers all season have been useless. Doesn't matter who is trying. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know what do you have to say about Salemakers, Leao, and Pulisic, and
Yeah.
perhaps Allegri.
Salamakers just doesn't seem like he wants to play football. I don't think he wants to be at Milan. It looks like he doesn't want to be at Milan. No, he wants to. He's just been dog, and we got the front three that everyone's been pushing for. I think we were even. I mean, I would be ready for a front three, but if it's not Leao and Pulisic together as a strike force, I guess with Salamakers, we think we're prepared to see Salamakers drop to the bench if we're going to play front three and have Pulisic and Leao on either side of one of the two proper number nines that we have in Jimenez and or Fulkrug. And Leao and Pulisic just do not work together, and it's not necessarily their fault. They're not season number nines. They're used to play off somebody. Leao's, when we finally have a left wing position to play, there's not a left wing back. Let Leao play left wing. That's what he's been so great at. And then people were memeing him, when we finally switched, we finally did our substitutions, and you could see that he was told to play at proper left wing again. He tried to take players one on, and it just did not work. I'm not sure if he's even injured anymore, but I think at that point he checked out mentally towards the last 15 minutes of the game,
Yeah.
but or whatever it was, but or his last 15 minutes, and it's not their fault. We should have had a number nine, and yes, you can say Allegri didn't get the players he wanted, but now you have to make it work, and you have two number nines. You started one of them against Napoli, so surely you have some sort of confidence in him, right? In Füllkrug. Why are we switching out partnerships left, right, and striker partnerships left, right, and
Yeah.
center?
Yeah, that also doesn't help. Our strikers, there's no taking blame away from them. But when no one gets to play a little bit, we look forward and we say, oh, even Leao and Pulisic have no chemistry. They don't find each other. It's like, yeah, no one has played with each other with a fixed formation continuously all season long. You'd struggle to find 3 games in a row where we had a fixed striker partnership. And this is what happens. I think
the cherry on top, I think, for me, was taking off Leao in the 77th minute, and guess who we bring in? We bring in Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah. To me,
I feel
there
bad
was
for Santi Jimenez at this point, to some extent. I know he's not been great, but nobody's been great going forward. I feel like the last 2 months, it can't get worse.
Yeah. To me, this is the biggest fault of Allegri. I think he tried to be more offensive. I don't know, because he saw in training that we could afford it, or maybe to please sort of the haters that were talking in Italy, and sort of showcase like, hey, look, this is why we play 3-5-2, because Modric needs to be protected, because all of our defenders are just not good enough, because we need the wing backs, and all those. The strikers, I think, is his fault. I cannot for the life of me understand why we don't start with a real striker here when we're gonna put crosses in, when we have a chance to play Leao left wing. I cannot understand how the first sub is Füllkrug, and not Santi Jimenez. And I can understand Füllkrug is a better target man and a better header of the ball. I don't care. This game was going down the drain anyway. I want 6 more games to see Santi Jimenez play and fail. We paid too much money. Füllkrug is a 6-month loan because we had literally no number 9 and we needed to fill a spot. Even if it wasn't,
he's out of the plans already. Yeah,
he's a mid player who failed at West Ham. His best part of his career was Germany coming in the last 20 minutes to head balls in the back of the net, which is what he should be doing for us. Not anymore. Let Santi fail. If everyone was terrible this game, throw him in and then fail. It doesn't make sense financially. Doesn't make sense player wise. Taking out Leao also was pretty bad from a manager perspective, because San Siro was gonna react the way they are, because Leao is the darling. I honestly didn't think it was even Leao bad game. Like he had shots, he found himself in the box, he tried to play that striker role.
Yeah.
Everyone is memeing him when he's like, oh, he tries to reach the ball and takes it away from Salamakers.
Salamakers would have missed.
Would have missed or wouldn't have gone there. Yes.
You can argue, why is he going with his left foot?
Yeah.
But
And also, we were asking Leao to do this as a striker the whole time, and he's like, oh, he should have gone for his head. I'm like, okay, Mark 77.8 on Twitter, you go get that with your head, you fucking dickhead. And I hate San Siro. I hate San Siro whistling Leao. I think this is maybe the end of Leao, depending on what we'll see with our management. And Leao is a baller, and Leao is a bigger numbers. in terms of goals and assists this season for us, playing half the fucking games and playing on one leg. He's the only
You know,
player with Lautaro who's double digit every season in assist and goals in Serie A in the last
you,
6 years,
yeah.
and we whistle him out of the pitch. Now, obviously, there's some bad parts. I don't know if you saw this. They showed it on the Zone Italy. Uh, Close to the sub. Let me get the minutes right on the
The
screen.
zone, the zone Italy. How do you have access to? No, sorry, I'm not gonna to you.
I actually saw this clip on Twitter. I VPN,
Okay,
but I
okay, okay, okay,
VPN to
okay.
CBS, the US, because that's the cheapest Serie A you find actually. Um, Zaniolo comes out in the 66th minute, 10 minutes before Leao. So the board comes up and it says 10 is coming off, and Leao walks off the pitch, takes off
Oh, I
his
did
shin
see
pads
that.
and everything because he thought he was getting subbed. Now, honest mistake, but also someone who clearly is checked out of the game, was happy to get the fuck out of there, and then realizes that it's not him, puts the stuff back on and keeps on playing. That's definitely bad. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me that we're talking about,
Yeah, yeah.
is Rafa Leao, we need to sell both Pulisic and Leao.
Oh no, no, no,
No,
no, no, no, no! Please no,
no.
please
This is
no.
a team that creates
And you
nothing.
and you're
Oh, nothing. Sorry, one thing, and I'll let you go.
yeah, no,
Nothing
no, you're good, you're
offensively,
good, you're good.
and our only player that is able to dribble past someone is what we want to sell. What do you want next year? Salemakers crossing to Fulkrug. Okay, and I'm
Yeah,
really scared. I'm really scared that
and
this might be less Rafa
you know
last
we've
season, and we'll miss him.
yeah, and we've had in the AC Milan history, in the history of AC Milan, we've had a lot of very good attacking players, right? We've had everything from almost a 20 goal season Baka, all the way back to a prime Zlatan Ibrahimovic, to Shevchenko, to a teenage star in Pato. We've had Bierhoff, we've had Crespo, we've had Filippo Inzaghi, we've had Jondal Thomasson as a backup striker, Van Basten. The list goes on, right? Hullit. Guess who's sixth in goals and assists in AC Milan history?
Yeah, yeah. I
And
truly hate
I
our
know
fans.
maybe he's played longer than a lot of players, but I mean, it's what is this is his seventh season with us or sixth?
Mm-hmm.
But still, still in a poor Milan the first three of his seasons, onto a
Yeah,
Scudetto winning Milan, onto an okay Milan, and now into last season was a dog shit Milan.
yeah.
So uh, people booing him off.
Discuss.
I
This is
don't
the
get that.
this
I
is
know
this
it's
is
and it's frustration. It's people, fans. People have probably been drinking since God knows when, and then it's easy to just join in on the board in the booing, and maybe it's not even Leao, but they do it because it's gonna get the headlines. I don't
yeah.
get this Leao hate
It's
whatsoever.
it drives me crazy. I'm literally
He's stuck
planning,
with
if
us.
I have time, to make a standalone video on that, because on him, because I really feel like, yeah, this is to me the same type of fan that used to whistle Seedorf, that whistle Maldini on his farewell, and all that type of stuff. I mean, is Rafa perfect? No, but this is the same guys that are like, oh, football's gone, it's so robotic. We don't have players like Ronaldinho back, and I'm like, yeah, if Ronaldinho was playing right now, you'd be like, why are you trying to roulette? You track back. We lost. We did a deep run in the Champions League, but we didn't win the Scudetto because Ronaldinho doesn't track back. He should get benched. Oh, Fonseca was right about benching Ronaldinho. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's no
just it's
pleasing it.
just yeah, just so frustrating. Um, yeah, and then that Rafa gets
This has
that's a
been
scapegoat. Maybe the only
as per.
bright spot was Pulisic, who I thought,
Oh
he gave in like everyone else, but I thought
yeah,
he tried, had a couple good chances,
yeah,
seemed active
yeah.
on the left
He's
side.
just he's
Yeah.
lacking. He's now lacking confidence in some of his shots, and you could see it's getting to him. But I want to go back more quickly to Liao, and
Hmm.
we've been saying this for a good 2-3 years now on this podcast. We saw, or I saw, and I'm sure it's not Christian Pulisic himself. I'm sure he's got a team, a social media management team, posting his highlights of the 0-3
Yeah.
loss, right? And there were some good highlights, but it's nothing to go to shout on rooftops. Imagine if that had been Liao.
Yeah. Lynching.
Absolutely destroyed on Twitter. He did like a picture of when they won the Scudetto and Leao's crying. I think it's Mignon hugging him, saying something like, what was it? Something with the stelle, so stars, something like that. Anyways, people read so much into social media, anyways. But yeah, had Leao posted a highlight compilation video of his skills and tricks and whatever from this game. My
Yeah.
God, I mean, I know he's got his social media, or his Instagram at least, his comments blocked. Only people that follow him and he follows them back and can comment and react. But yeah, that would have been a field day for either Gazzetta or probably Cassano or
Yeah.
whoever else has probably um, an alleged racist agenda against Liao, because it is
Yeah,
to
and
to some extent. It's
I hate it
diabolical.
when, in general, and Gazetta is definitely one of the problems. But I hate it even more when it's our fans. When it's like we're the ones that's
Our fans, yeah,
supposed to step
we're
up
our
in
biggest.
this type of situations. I'm not saying clap him. We lost 3-0, everyone, but just yeah. I hope if he does go wherever he goes, it's far away from Italy,
I'll
and I
be
hope
rooting for him.
to see him shine, because what a fantastic player to
Yeah,
watch. Even with all the frustrations, he pays it back with the. I mean, people just forget how devastating he is, and yeah, that just kind of made me made me sad. Maybe we can go on to
the
since
preview.
the preview. I don't know if you want to talk about
Oh,
anything else. In terms of, I don't know, do you have? I guess you talk on anyone. I guess we talked about strikers, stuff like that. We could jump onto the preview. I think maybe it's worth also looking up. Maybe I can put the table up right now. We're getting
mhm.
psyched back into a Champions League fight. We see the haters already jumping on, saying that we'll be out of the top four come end of the season. Now that's a little drastic. However, if the fall isn't managed right now, the next couple games could be rather bad.
Yeah,
Of course, the next one is against Hellas Verona, and then we have Juve. We have 3 points, um, cushion, pillow, as I like to call it, to Juve, and 5 to Como, who is fifth and got their ass handed to them by Inter. How scared are you? Well, we said we weren't worried at all after the Napoli
no, yeah.
defeat about Phoenix in Champions League. The vibe
Mm.
has definitely shifted a little bit without being too reactionary, or maybe being too reactionary. How scared are you of failing to make
I'm
top four?
I'm very happy, and I'll be the first one to come back and apologize for jinxing. I'm very happy that we've got Hellas Verona next, and it's not straight into a Juventus game,
For sure,
because
yeah.
that then I would have been even more scared. I'm still slightly nervous, but I'm hoping we Allegri is has level-headed enough, still hasn't checked out, somehow brings the troops back together, works on the mistakes this week. I shouldn't say take a day off. Maybe some team bonding together. Get back to our winning ways. Go back to what worked so well up until Lazio game
Mm-hmm.
5 games ago, and puts Hellas Verona, put that game away. Hopefully we have the right people on the score sheet. It's a comfortable win, and then we go back. We go with our heads up high against a Juventus who aren't a very aren't as good as I think people make them out to be. Because
Thank you.
I don't think that, yeah, it's more like Roma's bottling it. We're kind of half bottling it, but we shouldn't be top four necessarily with our squad. Spalletti, I know Diva Alexa. I'm not sure, she probably doesn't listen to all our podcasts, but she was on Twitter. She got the she she didn't get. She said that they're playing Juventus next, which is not true. It's in 2 weeks time, but yeah, Como's
She'll
bottling
be
it.
on. She'll
Roma's
be
kind
on.
of
We already
bottling it.
discussed. She might even join the
She'll
reaction.
be on. Okay, good. I really hope we I think
I
most Milan
bookmarked
fans will
some
say they
tweets.
hate
I may have
Juventus.
bookmarked some tweets. Now maybe it'll bite me in the ass, but yeah, the Juve
Get the
fans are,
receipts. We will
which
be
is
there. We will
which
be
is
there.
maybe sad that they're kind of behaving like Roma fans. You get one result your way, and it's we're so bad. We're going to win the league, as friends of the show would say. Um,
Yeah,
yes, and they're kind of
yeah,
behaving like that, and it's like, I don't know.
yeah.
When you play well, you don't get results. This past game against Atalanta, they allegri. We want to talk about Cortomuso. They allegri'd the hell out of that 1-0. And they switch off. I mean, I've seen Juve switch off randomly. I think when they play proper Spalletti ball, I'm a fan of Spalletti's football. But this team just switches off. They have their own striker woes. Yeah, Como was in the driver's seat. They had some tougher fixtures and they kind of bottled it, but you can expect that from a young team who's never been here before.
Absolutely.
And I think they honestly maybe play the best football out of those us, Juve, Como, and Roma. I think they're gonna be there. Juve is hard to predict because even any other games are hard to predict. They'll be playing good fluid Spalletti football and then they will like have 20 minutes if they fully switch off. But people don't criticize them as much because I don't know, Allegri isn't the manager. Yeah, I agree with you. That last game will be key. If we don't win that game, then it's real bad. It's real bad heading into Juve for slaughter. I wouldn't be so worried if it wasn't for this whole week of Malago maybe gets selected for the Italy job. If he does, he pushes for Allegri. Right now, to me, it's Allegri holding it all together. Not saying that he's Guardiola, that he's going to save us, but Allegri doesn't overperform with his teams, but Allegri brings you the results that you deserve. If you brings the solid team, and if you're meant to be top four, he's going to get you there. If you have a very good team like you have with Juve, he's going to win you Scudettos after Scudettos after Scudetto. Is he going to bring a team that's, borderline Champions League to a Scudetto? Probably not. Is he going to overperform? Yeah. Probably not, but is stability. If there's any truth to those rumors and he's checking out and the locker room is felt that, then there's the risk we fall apart. So that's the only part I'm really scared about. If all is normal, Allegri's gonna go back to the 3-5-2. You were saying if we go back to what has been working, what is that for you? Because for me the recipe is clear 3-5-2. Keep Salemakers. If he's tired or can badly, you can bring Atekame, but start Salemakers. Obviously Bartesaghi and Gabbia is maybe gonna be back, but the three at the back writes itself. Fofana, starting with the two, obviously, you don't doubt. And then it's Santi Jimenez. And for me right now, Rafa Leao, because I want to see him play, because I want to see him not leave. And then sub him with Pulisic as you will.
Yeah.
But to me, is that starting 11, if everyone's out, it should be 6 out of 6.
And tell Jimenez to I don't want to see you out wide. I want to see you in the corridor of the penalty box and back to the halfway line. You don't leave that.
Yeah.
And then have Leao or Pulisic do whatever they do best.
Yeah, like beginning of the season.
And have it a bit like beginning of the season.
The Santi touch 6 balls. Okay, that's fine. Take away the man, battle it out, occupy the space, just create a little bit of that vacuum for the others. It sucks. Would it be ideal if you were Vlahovic and you were beating the man, getting to the end across and putting the ball away? Of course. Right now we don't need that. We're not winning Champions Leagues. We're not. we're trying to not lose 5 points in 6 games. So yeah, do the beginning of the season. I don't care if you touch 6 balls each game and don't score. Create a space for the others and go like that. The Hellas game, it comes in handy because in theory it's supposed to be an easy one to sort of flip the mood. Winning cures everything. Going into a Juve game better. Could also be a massive trap that will tell us, I think, everything we need to know for the rest of the season.
Have you seen Verona's recent form?
Let's have a look together. I'm not sure what we'll show here.
They've won 1 game since the 14th of December. That was Bologna. I think they've, on top of that, you'd think, okay, it's a lot of draws. I think it's 3 draws or 2, and they're against Pisa and Cremonese.
Yeah, they had obviously Jovan.
But you see, it can't be worse than Udinese. I really don't think this Milan can perform worse, and we just have some leaders in the locker room, which is probably like Rabiot and Modric, and maybe a mouthy Tomori or a Gabbia that sets a tone. We put our head down in training. We block out the noise, block out the haters, and just get back to doing what we did best, blocking out the haters.
Yeah,
And Allegri,
some
Allegri pulls up his sleeves.
maybe good sign is that the we didn't train this afternoon. Uh, I don't know if that's a good sign or not, but the headline was
Hopefully, they went.
good vibes from Milanello. Allegri cancels
Yeah,
off the
hopefully they went.
afternoon session.
Hopefully they went bowling and then had a good, I don't know, cotoletta milanese with
Yeah,
some
yeah,
good, some nice risotto and maybe a glass of red wine for those who want to drink.
yeah. Again,
As
we're definitely really into
Allegri
stuff.
opens up a couple of bottles of Sassicaia, gets the cotoletta milanese going, and they just vibe. But probably not. Probably everyone's
Yeah,
just an iPad kid, probably nowadays, apart from Modric, who doesn't know what an iPad is, probably.
yeah.
Sorry, that sounds like he's an idiot. He's definitely not. But
I would like a clean sheet. Last clean sheet we kept was against Inter when we won, and then we lost to Lazio. Won against Torino, but conceded 2 goals. Lost to Napoli, and then obviously lost to Udinese, conceding 3.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is tough to predict. This is the toughest to predict, maybe all season
What's
because
What's Bet365 saying?
Bet365 is giving 6 to odds. These are
Well,
for a Verona win, 3.6 for a draw, and 1.57 for a Milan win.
3.6 for a draw. Cheeky 2-2 or something.
Milan won
So this is
all 10
financial
previous
advice, but
meetings with Hellas Verona. So, again, I understand this might sound like crazy. Like, we're like, oh, this is going to be a tough one. Obviously, on paper, we should win this. And there's a high chance that we will. But right now, it's the paper matters so little. It's like, I feel like it's the playoff with Italy, where it's like everyone's like, yeah, but it's Bosnia. I'm like, yeah, of course we should win. That we should win one against North Macedonia. That's never been it's never been the issue. This is all about the nerves and the head and the locker room.
it's a bit like Ukraine and Poland when there's like, it's just Sweden. They actually didn't win a single group stage game in the qualifiers, and then now that they got their ass handed to them, they're complaining about the system. Ha!
Yes,
If any
although
Polish,
it is pretty
Polish
ridiculous.
fans are if we have any Polish fans listening, suck on it.
Hey, Matt, friend of the show, half Polish.
Oh,
Do you feel brave enough to go for a prediction?
oh yeah, we haven't done a prediction in ages. It feels
In
like.
forever, yeah.
2-1 Milan win. We're not gonna keep a clean sheet. We're gonna somehow mess up. There's gonna be some dodgy goal, but we're gonna have Leao back on the score sheet, and I feel like a sneaky Fofana goal. Sneaky.
Okay, come to my side. Give me 3-0 Milan, and I only say this because I need to pump myself up. It's to get the fear out of my system. And for the second time this season, and that hasn't happened so far, but Malin finally got a not a three-peat. Say the word, Ozzy. When someone scores 3 goals, hat trick. I swear I watch football. It hadn't happened in Serie A. He got it. Leao is gonna be the second one. Rafa. Just because I'm in my feels about him potentially leaving. Rafa, I love you. Rafa, we love you. So he gets a hat trick and brings us home.
If we make Champions League and he scores a hat trick, will you get a Rafa tattooed on your back, alongside all your other tattoos that podcast don't know about?
If we win the Champions League and he scores in the final, then I'll get a Rafa tattoo. Otherwise, no, not that much of a Rafa fan. Apologies. Side note, because we mentioned about Roma before we go. Did you see all the chaos that's happening with Gasperini and Ranieri? So Gasperini has been sort of bad-mouthing Roma the whole time because this is what he does, right? Everyone criticizes Allegri when he does terribly. Gasperini is, for some reason, because he's done great things at Atalanta, he is seen as untouchable. This season, at some point he was doing very well, but they've conceded a lot of goals, and this is the most losses they've had in a very, very long time. It looks like they're going to miss out of Europe, and he's been just bashing the team. in terms of the management and bashing, even though they clearly got the best January signing. Malen came in and changed their life, best player
Yep.
available. He's been bashing them and saying stuff like, "Oh, built for the future." Like he doesn't. You sign up for Roma. What you think that you have Man City money and you're just gonna buy everyone? And so far Ranieri came out and finally had to speak because they were getting bashed by their own manager, and he said, I don't know what Gasperini's talking about. Every player that we signed was approved with him. We had 5 coaches in mind. He was the third one, and yeah, it looks like the two of them are gonna split. The rumors now internally are that you know the American ownership will go and try to hunker down, make Europe and Champions League, and then decide one of them stays and one of them goes.
But
Personally,
what role does Ranieri have in Roma? Is he part of like the board or something? Is
he's
he
on the
like a
management. I don't
sporting
know
management?
I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
some sort
sporting
of like the
director or
Zlatan. You
something like
never know.
that.
You just don't know what
Yes,
he
but I
is.
think more hands on.
More hands-on.
And I love Ranieri. I think he speaks very well. He's a man of football. I mean, I think they should make a movie on it. That's my side thing, but I think they should make a movie. If you look at all the seasons he's been into, the man has almost never lost a derby, playing for so many different teams. The amount of times he saved teams out of relegation. Obviously, Leicester speaks for itself, but incredible man of football to me. And I truly hate Gasperini, the way Gasperini talks. Like, you can't. Allegri, this is why I love Allegri. He gets criticized for everything, and he's always like team first. But Gasperini will go out there and be like, "Yeah, Ferguson is useless. Vas is too young. He should play in the Primavera." And it's like, yeah, this is what we pay you.
Yep.
This if we could be Real Madrid and grab Mbappe, then we wouldn't pay you as much as we do. But quick question for you.
Look, I'm just looking here at his career. Obviously, he was at Inter for a bit. I think just after Mourinho, or part afterwards, sacked. Then he was at Palermo, and he was dismissed, sacked. Returned to Genoa. I think he just sort of left. Atalanta. Yeah, I guess he kind of pushed himself out of Atalanta for
Yeah,
in a way.
and look, the things that
And
he's
then
done at
now it's just
Atalanta were incredible. I mean,
they are.
made
What? Yeah.
Champions League, won the Europa League. That's insane. Made them so much money because out of us as well, your Kessis, sometimes they work, your Contis, your Bastonis. You turn around every player and you get some new ones and you make it work. Great coach, great football coach. I just hate the way he speaks. That being said,
And you look at his honors, and it was, and like you say, it's Atalanta, but it's a Europa League. That's it. Yes, nothing else to stand on.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I
and
did like another 8 seasons of going to Champions League, and that's good and whatever. And I do appreciate that. But
yeah, and he
let's
did
not
change
make
football. I
yourself
mean,
look better.
a
But
lot
let's
of
not make your
clubs and Barcelona
he's not Guardiola.
yeah, but I do think a lot of those managers actually looked at the way Atalanta played in a lot of those and change it. But
Yeah, I'm not saying, but he's also acting as if he's Big Bollocks, as if he's the
yeah.
greatest ever manager in the world.
Yeah, and like he got Sarried, where he got hired by Lazio, and they were like, by the way, everyone wants to leave, but we can't let him leave because we actually can't buy anyone. Okay, good luck at training camp. It's like, no, you went to Roma. They bought what they could without having Champions League and being a Roma. How is this a surprise to you? This Don't act like you were expecting anything more. But that being said, before we wrap up. Allegri, let's say Allegri does go to coach Italy. I think unless there's a giant name, anyone who's not Italian would be a mistake. Unless it's the names that are not going to come, your Klopps, Guardiolas, and so on. So that's mine. But you let me know what you think. I think anyone that's not Italian. And then you need to look for Italians. And it's Italiano, who I like a lot, but it's a scary jump to make from the teams that he's been managed to Milan. It could be Gasperini if he goes. Otherwise, I don't know. Maybe Sarri if he goes. There's talks of Simone Inzaghi, who I would hate because I hate the way he talks. I don't want to play 3 at the back anymore. In general, I just never like that. I'm like Paolo Maldini. Would you take Gasperini? And yes or no, is there
think
any other
I'm
name
losing
that
you.
would... Oh, okay. Then we maybe wrap it here. But this is perfect. We're going to leave this in the video. Ozzy doesn't know, but we still are going strong and see him. I think his Wi-Fi quit on him. Sort of, we still see him. Let us know who you
I'm
take.
back. I'm back.
I was going to wrap up while you were all upset. This was going to be great. You're all pissed off. I saw you all smoothly.
I heard all of it.
No, quickly then. Would you take Gasperini if Allegri walks? And if not,
No.
who's the name?
No.
Who would you want? He's gone. Okay, Forza Milan.